Hello and welcome. You're watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Deepika Lingdor bringing to you the Salesian news across the globe. The project Afrazados in Tabarati is a proposal of the Salesian House of Rawson in the province of Chubut, which intends to express through the weaving and donation of blankets the embrace of the community to the most needy families to accompany them during the winter months. The project, which began in 2010, is also Salesian for another reason. It is the result of the vision, goodwill and spirit of initiative of a young girl, at that time a first-year student of the Salesian school in Rawson. In past editions, the blankets that were made intended only for the families from the city of Rawson and the Chubut Plateau in the interior of the province, but this year it was decided to add the Andean Comarca among the beneficiaries, taking into account the serious fires recorded there suffered during the summer. About 2 weeks before the end of the 12th Congress of the Past People of Don Bosco in Asia, Oceania, the first to be carried out in digital mode, a meeting of first evaluation of the event took place on Sunday 11th July, in which Father Joseph Folk, SDB, Councillor for the Asia East Oceania region, took part, together with 3 other Salesians and 5 past pupils. Although blessed with enormous natural resources, Uganda is a poor country which manages to move forward thanks to the contribution of the international aid. But now, with the global economic situation generated by the pandemic, even traditional aid is hard to find. In such a situation, those who suffer most are usually the last, like the refugees from the Palabek. The coronavirus epidemic and the subsequent lockdown have had numerous consequences in the country. Just to name a few. Since hospitals are inundated with coronavirus patients, many patients with other diseases, diabetes, high blood pressure, HIV/AIDS, heart disease get worse and often die. The prices of food and other essential goods have skyrocketed, pushing more and more people into extreme poverty. The majority of the Ugandan population, which survived thanks to the sale of agricultural products, is seriously suffering the consequences of the lockdown. With the impossibility of reaching other markets, agricultural products are not harvested or are sold at bargain prices, leaving farmers on the verge of bankruptcy. Small market traders and retailers are the hardest hit sector. Don Bosco International, the body that represents the Salesian congregation to the institutions of European Union (EU), has signed together with other international confessional organizations, Catholic and not, the request sent by Caritas Europe to the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, to suspend intellectual property rights on anti-COVID-19 vaccines, that is, to facilitate their production and distribution in emerging countries of the rest of the world. The request falls within the scope of the initiatives undertaken by the Congregation for Global Response to the Pandemic, which really leaves no one behind. The COVID-19 pandemic is having a devastating effect in countries already affected by the developmental challenges and humanitarian crisis, and is hitting the last one hardest, those who have no prospect of getting a first dose of vaccine soon. This global emergency can only be addressed if an accessible and effective COVID-19 vaccine is made available in every corner of the world. The letter begins. The educational community of the Don Bosco Youth Center in Managua, as part of its 65 years of foundation, has officially inaugurated the Roswitha Mao's Rail Car Mechanics Laboratory. The new laboratory has specialized machinery, tools and equipment for the training of children in various modules that can make up the car mechanic course. The project was funded by the German NGO Don Bosco Mondo, which for several years has supported the educational works of the Salesian of Managua and is dedicated to the memory of Roswitha Maos, a central figure and for some time responsible for the projects of the NGO, who died last year. The Salesian Institute Don Bosco Iringa organized through the outreach team a 3-day seminar on the theme Youth and Social Media, which was attended by the aspirants and postulants from all the religious congregation of the Diocese of Iringa. Salesian Cardinal Cristóbal López Romero, Archbishop of Rabat, began his visit to Paraguay because of the celebration for the 125th anniversary of Salesian presence in the country. Arriving at the airport on July 13, the Salesian Cardinal was warmly welcomed by a delegation presided over by Father Mario Villalba, Superior of the Salesian Province of Paraguay, PAR. Immediately afterwards, he was accompanied to the Salesian cemetery, where he paid homage to the deceased Salesians. During the Eucharist, celebrated in the chapel of the cemetery located at the parish Domenico Savio, the Cardinal urged us to look at the past with gratitude, to live the present with passion, and to embrace the future with hope. The visit will end on July 27th. In this photograph, you can see how the Church of the Salesian School of Arts and Crafts of São Vicente looked in 1967. The complicated academic year 2020 to 2021 could not have had a better end than the Jacobean pilgrimage of a large group of teachers of the Salesian School of Las Palmas. A journey from Monte Pavon to Galdar travelled on the morning of July 1st. The entire faculty of the Salesian School was summoned to meet in Galdar and spend a morning of coexistence and unmistakable atmosphere of Holy Year. The largest group, about 40, chose to walk the almost 14 kilometers of descent along with the island road of Santiago between Monte Pavon and the island city of the Temple to the Apostle. It was a demanding walk but carried with fortitude by all the participants. There was time to pray, live and chat, and also to admire the extraordinary landscapes of the north of Gran Canaria, its meadows and hills, the sea of clouds over the ocean, the sunrise and the unmistakable silhouette of the tide to the west. Well, dear viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.